It's Friday Night Live with Vince, pregame, postgame show. Your destination for top high school previews and wrap-ups with Vince and his team. Buckle up and hang on for Friday Night Live. Good evening and welcome to Friday Night Live presented by the Varsity Sports Show team. My name is Vince D'Alicio, and I am joined live by a couple of our amazing team members, as well as some others that will be joining us over the next 15 minutes. Yes, folks, we are only on for 15 minutes. Friday Night Live is a recap of the week in sports and a preview of some other things going on in and around the community. I'm going to first start us off by introducing our co-host from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, Andres Salazar. Andres, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yourself, Vince?
I'm doing great. Ready for a good show. And from Arizona State University, Johnny Fogel. Johnny, how's it going?
Going great, Vince.
Feeling good. All right. So with that, hopefully you guys have had a great week. I was at an event tonight. I'm still a little tongue-tied. It was out at Corona del Sol High School in Tempe. We'll get to more of that a little later on, a special event for offensive and defensive linemen. It was a lot of fun. We'll talk more about it as the show goes on. But first, we are going to kick it off by turning it over to Andres. Take it away.
Awesome. So who we got coming up next is Braden Goetz, who is a World Baseball Classic roster announcer. Hey, Braden, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Andres. How about yourself?
I'm doing very good. So talk to us what you got coming up here about the World Baseball Classic rosters announce.
Yeah, so it's back this year. Usually every 4 years, but we'll wrench in the plans due to COVID. So instead of 21 and 25, we did it in 23 and 26. And we got some great stories out of it last time around, with those Czech guys, working day jobs and just coming in and having fun. And we had Ohtani versus Trout with them both playing for the Angels. But this year, the big story, rosters released last night, still fresh. First story, no Trout on Team USA. And, I was looking forward to seeing, maybe a rematch, USA and Japan, with them both on different teams in the LA area. But I got a couple predictions for how it's going to go this time around. I'm a homer. I want to see US take it all. So I think we still have a pretty stacked roster, 65 combined all-star appearances across the Team USA roster. So they're going to make some noise. I think they'll take Japan in the championship. And Venezuela and the Dominican Republic look really good. So I think that will be the bronze medal match. Mexico also looks pretty good this year too. So a lot of good talent. But I'm betting on the home team.
Oh, cool. That's very interesting, especially being able to hear the country of Mexico, being Mexican. And that to be very interesting and very fun. So hopefully we'll come up with a great roster and see what comes up. Oh, thank you very much, Braden.
Thank you for your time. Thanks for having me.
And now we're going to pass it to Craig Baker, who has a notable day in sports history. Craig, before we take a look back, why is today such a notable day in sports history?
Hello, everyone. I'm Craig Baker with the Varsity Sports Show. As we approach the eve of Super Bowl 60, let me take you through this segment titled On This Day in Sports History. On February 6, 2005, Super Bowl 39 pit the New England Patriots, led by Tom Brady and head coach Bill Belichick, against the Philadelphia Eagles, led by Andy Reid, Donovan McNabb, and superstar wide receiver Terrell Owens. One of the big storylines in the game was Terrell Owens starting, coming off of a terrible broken leg injury mere weeks before. He put on a heroic performance with 9 catches for 122 yards.
Belichick will tell you this is a pass-first team. Owens, open space. Harrison chasing and out of bounds inside the 20, and a late flag comes in.
Despite the big-time play from T.O., Tom Brady and the stifling New England defense led the Pats to their third Super Bowl victory in the last 4 years, cementing a dynasty at the beginning of the century. Rodney Harrison's late interception sealed the deal for the Patriots.
It's impossible for them to have a completed pass and run another play. They're going to have to really hustle.
They got to throw 2 Hail Marys. Down the middle of the field, and the pass is picked off by Harrison. Rodney Harrison takes it in, and 9 seconds remain, and the New England Patriots are on their way to solidifying their team as an NFL dynasty.
Those same Patriots will be looking to win their 7th franchise Super Bowl against the very good Seattle Seahawks on Sunday. This concludes the On This Day in Sports segment. Thank you for tuning in.
Good stuff. You know, it's with all the other things going on in the community, both in the Las Vegas area and Phoenix. I'm going to say I almost forgot that there was a Super Bowl this Sunday, but with the Waste Management Open there was an event that we'll be talking about here shortly that was in town tonight for high school offensive and defensive linemen. So some great things. I'm going to turn it back over to Andres and Johnny.
I'm actually can take it from here, Andres. I'm looking at Braden Solomon, who's at the Greatness Personified Lineman Camp this week. Braden, what can you tell us? Looks like you might still be there.
Yeah, so actually I am in my car. I'm on my phone because I just got out of that camp. Great first day at the Greatness Personified Camp. Kids ranging from 10 years old to 17 years old. And it was just the kids had a great opportunity to learn from coaches that are former NFL players, current college players, high school coaches, and coaches within Greatness Personified. They were able to give them a ton of help, whether that being offensive line work, defensive line work, just any sort of work football related. They were able to do that. But also prior to it, Coach Briggs talked to the parents and the players about NIL, transfer portal, mainly the things in college now that is changing the landscape of the game. But overall, it was a great first day.
Was there any particular drill, or you mentioned Coach Suggs, you said, or moment that really showed how serious the competition level was, Braden?
Yeah, I would definitely say they did an early portion, which was focusing on like run offense and run defense. Then they transitioned over to one-on-one drills. So they had offensive line setup. This is mainly for the older guys, but the offensive line setup, defensive line, and a coach would tell which defensive lineman to go. So that I would say is probably where more of the competitiveness came out.
And what were some good words said by Coach Suggs, you said? Words of encouragement, maybe?
Words of encouragement, but also just like information that kids, especially there was definitely a lot more younger kids. So I think definitely getting that information out to the kids, but also the parents in terms of like what I said earlier in the transfer portal, NIL, and the college aspects. So I think that's really something that he was really helpful with.
What's something that jumped out to you maybe right away when you were there, or perhaps over time as you sat at the Personified Lineman Camp?
Yeah, so I know me and Vince talked about it earlier when we were calling the game, but for the younger kids, definitely at the start, it seemed like they kind of were they were there, but they were definitely nervous, not really ready or at least expecting what was happening. And then also for the older kids, I think they just showed the confidence. They knew what they were there to do, and they went in there and got their work done.
Thank you very much, Braden.
Thank you.
Appreciate you for going to that lineman camp.
Awesome. Up next, we got Jamarian Johnson from UNLV, who will be talking about the recent news we have about the James Harden trade.
Today's NBA news shook the league. After a blockbuster deal with the Clippers, James Harden is now a Cavalier. The Cleveland Cavaliers acquiring James Harden in exchange for fellow All-Star Darius Garland and a 2026 second-round pick, a move that will immediately impact both teams' playoff hopes. Harden, who is 36, has been playing at a high level this season with 25.4 points a game and 8.1 assists per game. His best scoring stretch in years, but the Clippers struggling to stay above 500. The front office opted for a change of direction. In return, Los Angeles gained Garland, a 26-year-old two-time All-Star guard, plus future draft capital. For Cleveland, this is a win-now move. The Cavs are in a tight Eastern Conference playoff race and see Harden as an experienced scorer and playmaker who can elevate the team in the postseason. In a season full of surprises, this trade could reshape the Eastern Conference playoff picture or be a gamble that defines Cleveland's title shot window.
Now we're going to switch the scene to Jade. Jade's talking about the UFC, and the landscape is shifting fast. What's the biggest storyline fans need to know right now, Jade?
In January, UFC's $7.7 billion deal with Paramount came into effect. The goal of this was to branch away from the notorious pay-per-view model. UFC 324 and 325 were two great and affordable cards. Here's what you may have missed and what's next for the UFC. UFC 324 kicked off its Paramount era on January 24th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. For the main card, John Silva defeated Arnold Allen by decision. Natalia Silva defeated Rose Namajunas by decision. Waldo Cortez Acosta KO'd Derek Lewis in the second round. Sean O'Malley defeated Yang Sedong by decision. And Justin Gaethje dominantly beat Paddy Pimblett by decision. Ilia Topuria is rumored to face Justin Gaethje for his first lightweight title defense in the near future. The following week, UFC 325 took place in Sydney, Australia, where current featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski calls home. A title rematch for Diego Lopez went all 5 rounds for Volk to win by unanimous decision. UFC 326 will take place March 7th, with Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira competing for the BMF belt at 155 pounds. Speculations around these two fighters to retire upon the end of their fight have been circulating. Luckily, there are 3 fight nights in the month of February, so you don't have to wait until March for some thrill. It sounds like it's time to get a Paramount Plus subscription if you haven't already. For Varsity Sports Show, I'm JG Frey.
Awesome, great stuff. Now I'm going to bring in Brianna, who will be talking about ASU basketball.
Arizona State basketball is one of the oldest programs in the country, dating all the way back to 1911, but despite that long history, the Sun Devils once again find themselves in a familiar situation. ASU is currently ranked 14th in the Big 12, holding an 11-11 overall record, and they're riding a 2-game losing streak. Their most recent loss came from a game against the University of Arizona, a game that raised concerns for some fans. The last time Arizona State lost to Arizona, it led to a 3-game losing streak with losses to Arizona, Houston, and West Virginia. Now with the momentum slipping again, the pressure is back on the program. Their next matchup is against Utah, who sits at number 15 in the Big 12 with a 9-12 record. On paper, it is a game ASU can win, but the bigger question is simple: will they be able to break the curse? The last time this spiral happened, head coach Bobby Hurley openly said, "I can't get through to the team." That mentality is one of the main reasons fans have continued to call for his firing between past behavioral controversies and frustration with on-court results. Many believe it's time for a change, but at the same time, other fans still support Hurley and want him to stay. But at the end of the day, this could be his final chapter at Arizona State.
Yes, unfortunately, when you don't get a contract extension and you only got a year left on your contract, you might want to consider putting your house on the market. Anyway, that being said, this weekend, so Andres, you attended a UFC event a couple days ago. Tell us about it.
Yes, actually, it was AEW wrestling event, All Elite Wrestling. I went to the AEW Dynamite event, and then they also had a AEW Collision event right after. So it was like 2 events in one. Very great event. A lot of great matches and talent in the match and the event itself. And it was just a great event overall. I had the chance to actually interview one of the biggest stars in the promotion, Hangman Adam Page. And, you know, he's got big aspirations coming up for him. And, you know, hopefully a big title shot coming up for him as well. So I can't wait to see what's up for him.
Can't wait to hear more. And Johnny, who do you have in the Super Bowl?
Huge transition there, Vince. I'm laying the points with the Seahawks. I think they're the much more complete team. Patriots have not scored more than 22 points in all 4 of the playoff games they have played so far. I just don't really see this Patriots. I know they have a little bit of dark magic behind them, but I think Sam Darnold is going to get it done on Sunday.
To be honest, I wish I would have seen more of both teams this season. I just didn't get a feel for either of them. But I'll be playing catch up tomorrow and trying to learn a little more about the teams and this big matchup. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the controversy with the halftime show and some of these commercials too. I really enjoy all the events surrounding the game. I find more as each year goes by. So anyway, guys, it was a great show. Really enjoyed you guys playing off each other and co-hosting, and as well as our both our live field correspondents as well as those that had prepared segments for us. On behalf of our co-host this evening from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, Andres Salazar, and from Arizona State University, Mr. Johnny Fogle, my name is Vince Delicio. Thanks again for tuning in to Friday Night Live presented by the Varsity Sports Show. And thank you once again to our technical director, Marla Mundo. Have a great night, everyone. And listen to the Varsity Sports Show tomorrow morning, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona, from 10 to 11 Mountain Standard Time, 9 to 10 Pacific Time. Have a great night. It's Friday Night Live with Vince, pregame, postgame show. Your destination for top high school previews and wrap-ups with Vince and his team. Buckle up and hang on for Friday Night Live.